Now we have a panel discussion on education and skill development. In this segment, we'll be discussing about the National Education Policy 2020 lays a lot of emphasis on skilling and replacing rote learning. Stress on critical thinking is a top priority. The role of educational institutions is huge in skilling the youth and make them job ready. In this panel, the focus is on developing an ecosystem for skilling at various institutions. Universities today have established incubation centers for skilling and entrepreneurship. A multidisciplinary approach is being encouraged for the new world order.
For this panel, I would like to invite the following distinguished guests on the stage. Can we have a round of applause in welcoming Shri Hunar Janu, Partnership Leads, Government Affairs and Public Policy, Google India. Shri Abhishek Bose, Director, Public Sector, Microsoft. Shri S.K. Barwa, Senior Consultant, National Skill Development Fund, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, former MD NRL. Dr. Buddha Chandrasekhar, Chief Coordinating Officer, All India Council for Technical Education. Can we please have a round of applause for Professor Jiten Hazarika, Vice Chancellor, Dibrugarh University. Dr. G. Aghila, Director, NIT, Tiruchirappalli. Professor Y.S.R. Murthy, Vice Chancellor, RV University, Karnataka. Professor G.D. Sharma, Vice Chancellor, USTM, University and Science and Technology, Meghalaya. And Ms. Monica Bal, CEO, Beauty and Wellness Sector Skill Council, New Delhi. To moderate this event, we have Shri Subhash Chandra Das, Vice Chancellor, Assam Skill University. Can we have a round of applause for the distinguished panelists on the stage?
Our topic is discussion on education and skill development. And all of you are aware that since 2015, after the National Skill Policy has come, second National Skill Policy, there is a lot of focus on skill. And there is a lot of allegations also that whatever graduates we are getting from the universities these days are unemployable. Also, we are saying that whatever courses we are running in engineering colleges or in the ITIs, etc., are not attuned to the industries. So, taking all these factors, I will not take, I am myself S.C. Das, Assam Skill University, Vice Chancellor, and Government of Assam is going to set up. It is not yet functional, and I think maybe from middle of 25 it will be functional. Our campus is being constructed now. But I would like to request the panelists, while speaking, I'll leave it to them. And also, when they speak, I'll request them to refer little bit to the Northeast, how we can take advantage of this skill development in Northeast. What are the scope in Northeast? To start with, Vice Chancellor, Dibrugarh University, Mr. Hazarika, I'll request him to speak on higher education and skill development.
Mr. Subhash Chandra Das, retired IAS, Vice Chancellor of Skill University, Assam, and other panelists, and dignitaries of the dais, and my dear student friends. Thus, I am very briefly I am going to highlight about the Upper Assam. Upper Assam is bountiful in resources, renewable resources such as the regions, ample rivers with immense hydro potential aid to the investment potential in Upper Assam. Much like the rest of the Northeast, which is extremely biodiverse, the ecological preserve of Upper Assam with untold and unique aspects of flora and fauna and verdant landscapes dotted with a multitude of people hailing from rich and varied ethnicities, heritage, history, and endows the region with vast potential for the tourism sector, which is yet to be fully harnessed. You know the MV Ganga Vilas cruise flagged up by the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, carrying 32 passengers from Switzerland, set sail from Varanasi through Bangladesh and is scheduled to anchor in Bogeyville in Dibrugarh district on 1st of March. Originally it was on 1st of March. Now it reached earlier than 1st of March on 28th February of this month. That's tomorrow. And it crosses 3,200 kilometers, which is the longest distance for a river cruise, for grounds the river tourism potential of the region. Harnessing such resources through investments in multiple sectors to fuel the socio-economic growth of the region, that the nation, even the neighboring countries that border the Northeast, is crucial to provide better livelihood opportunities, boost human security, and ensuring development that is sustainable and balanced. So these are some things I quickly about our university. What are the works our university at present? Dibrugarh University encountered to generating skilled human resources to promote the development of the state through investment in important avenues such as teaching, research, skill development, and general towards the growth of multiple sectors across regional, national, and international levels. Thus, I am going to speak briefly about the university's skill-based courses. At present, these are going on, and we are thinking with some industries collaboration. We are thinking already that Korean word is coming, Korean language, that is a soft skill. We have started this year one certificate program for Korean language to learn our students so that they can accommodate in Korea. And also, as per our higher NEP curriculum, NEP suggested that school level, in addition to English and Assamese, they should know one foreign language. Foreign language, it may be Japanese, or it may be Korean is in the first. In NEP, Korean is the first. And another one, we are going to start from the next academic year. That one is for the information of students, oil dealing technology. We have already signed an MOU with oil industry. We are going to sign Oil India Limited, Duliajan. You know, Upper Assam is famous for tea, famous for oil, famous for BCPL, that is Brahmaputra Cracker and Polymer Limited. We have started one diploma course with, we are going to start from next academic session with BCPL also. So these are the new things we are going to open, and some other skill-based courses are going on. One is tea and agro studies, because tea is famous for Upper Assam. So we have already started one program, postgraduate diploma in tea technology and tea management with 100% placement. This is the information for our students also. As time does not permit, with this, according to our moderator's instruction, with 5 minutes, I am going to complete it. Thank you for patient hearing by the all.
Thank you, Professor Hajarika. Now I'll request Ms. Monica Bahal. She will speak on from the Sector Skills Council of Beauty and Wellness. She is CEO. So please give the salient points on.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Professor Das. Dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, thank you so much. आज मैं असम में ब्यूटी एंड वेलनेस के बारे में बोल रही हूँ इन अ प्लेस विच इज़ नोन फॉर ब्यूटी, अ लैंड ऑफ ब्यूटी, एंड आई एम बीइंग प्रिविलेज टू टॉक अबाउट ब्यूटी एंड वेलनेस. उसमें मैं 1 मिनट आपको SSCs के बारे में बताना चाहूँगी. सेक्टर स्किल काउंसिल, जैसे डॉक्टर द्विवेदी ने इनॉग्रल सेशन में बताया, दे आर 37 सेक्टर स्किल काउंसिल्स. हम सब NSQF अलाइंड कोर्सेज बनाते हैं, और NEP 2020 द टॉपिक ऑफ द सेशन, उस सब में हम सब के कोर्सेज हैं. ऑल 37 सेक्टर स्किल काउंसिल हैव गॉट कोर्सेज विच आर NSQF aligned and are available in schools फ्रॉम स्टैंडर्ड 9th ऑनवर्ड और NEP 2020 के अंदर 6 स्टैंडर्ड से ये कोर्सेज अवेलेबल हैं फॉर ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स, 9th 10th 11th 12th प्लस हायर एजुकेशन, जो आपको असम स्किल यूनिवर्सिटी हो गया, बाकी जितनी भी स्किल यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हैं उसमें BVOC कोर्सेज चलते हैं. नाउ कमिंग स्पेसिफिकली टू ब्यूटी एंड वेलनेस सेक्टर स्किल, मेरा सेक्टर एक ऐसा सेक्टर है जिसको हम सनराइज इंडस्ट्री भी बोलते हैं. जैसे सुबह बताया कि हेल्थ केयर इज़ एन एवर ग्रोइंग सेक्टर, सिमिलरली ब्यूटी एक ऐसा सेक्टर है जो हमेशा हमेशा रिसेशन फ्री रहा है और रहेगा. हम सब सुंदर दिखना चाहते हैं, यस नो? और कोविड ने ये बताया हमें, जो पेंडेमिक रहा, कि सुंदर दिखने के लिए सबसे पहले वेलनेस को अडॉप्ट करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. वी हैव टू बी वेल फ्रॉम इनसाइड टू लुक ब्यूटिफुल आउटसाइड. कीपिंग दैट इन माइंड, ये जो सेक्टर है ग्लोबली 17.6% CAGR पे ग्रो कर रहा था पिछले 2018 से लेके 2022 के बीच में. बट इन इंडिया द ग्रोथ वाज हायर देन द ग्लोबल एवरेज. वी वर ग्रोइंग एट 18.36 CAGR between the time frame of 2018 to 2022. This shows कि कितनी ग्रोथ हमने कर ली है. ये सेक्टर 2018 में 97,000 करोड़ की इसकी इवैल्यूएशन थी इंडिया में, एंड बाय 2025 द सेक्टर विल बी एट 2.55 लाख करोड़. सो दिस शोज द ग्रोथ. एंड आप सब बच्चों के लिए क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ हैं. जब मैं असम के लिए स्पेसिफिकली बात करती हूँ, आप सब बच्चों का ये एक हुनर है जिसको हम, हमारे ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर का विजन है टू मेक इंडिया द स्किल कैपिटल ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, और वो तभी बन सकता है अगर हम कौशल भारत बनाएं. कौशल भारत विल लीड टू अ कुशल भारत. उसको देखते हुए नॉर्थ ईस्ट एंड स्पेसिफिकली व्हेन वी टॉक ऑफ असम, हमारी इंडस्ट्री के लिए, ब्यूटी एंड वेलनेस इंडस्ट्री के लिए सोर्सिंग हब है. Whether we talk of yoga, we talk of Ayurveda, we talk of beauty, we talk of makeup. सुबह ऑनरेबल मंत्री साहब ने बोला कि एक हेयर ड्रेसर अर्न्स इन लैक्स. आई वुड से नॉट ओनली अ हेयर ड्रेसर, even a makeup artist, a nail artist earn in lakhs per month, and I have my industry members here who can vouch for it. क्या ऑप्शंस रह जाती हैं आप बच्चों के लिए अगर आपको अपने आप कुछ शुरू करना है, एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना है? एट होम सर्विसेज होती हैं. हमारे कोर्सेज जो होते हैं सारी सेक्टर स्किल काउंसिल्स के 3 महीने से लेके 1 साल के कोर्सेज होते हैं, और अगर आप BVOC डिग्री करते हैं तो आपको 6 मंथ्स के सेमेस्टर्स, 6 सेमेस्टर्स दिए जाते हैं जिसमें आप अपने कोर्सेज कर सकते हैं. इन एडिशन एस्पिरेशनल कैसे है ये सेक्टर? यू ऑल विल बी प्राउड कि असम की बच्ची प्रतिशा बर्मन जिसका नाम था, वो उसने इंडिया को नेशनल लेवल पर रिप्रेजेंट किया था. वो ब्यूटी थेरेपी में इंडिया स्किल की विनर थी. हम सब सेक्टर स्किल्स वर्ल्ड स्किल में पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं, जिसमें हम बच्चों को इंडिया में तो कंपटीशन कराते ही कराते हैं, ये बच्चे जाके इंटरनेशनली विद रेस्ट ऑफ द डेवलप्ड नेशंस के साथ compete करते हैं. एंड यू अगेन शुड बी हैप्पी कि हमारी बच्ची जो हेयर ड्रेसिंग में पार्टिसिपेट कर रही थी वो मेडालियन ऑफ एक्सीलेंस लेके आई. सो दैट ऑल्सो इज़ अ प्राउड मोमेंट फॉर अस. प्लस वेलनेस, हम सब ने सुबह से मेडिकल टूरिज्म के बारे में सुना, बट किसी ने वेलनेस टूरिज्म की बात नहीं की. वेलनेस टूरिज्म इज बिगिनिंग to grow in India. India currently is ranked as number 12 in wellness tourism out of 20 countries. Assam and Northeast is an untapped market जिसमें हम wellness tourism दे सकते हैं. Wellness में आपकी योगा भी रहेगी, meditation भी रहेगा, आयुर्वेदा भी रहेगी, न्यूरोथेरेपी भी रहेगी, plus internal healing वो सब भी रहेगा. In addition to this, manufacturing is a big scope area. This is one land which is rich with nature and natural herbs. आज की डेट में हम सब पैराबिन फ्री कॉस्मेटिक्स यूज़ करना चाहते हैं, हम सब नेचुरल प्रोडक्ट्स यूज़ करना चाहते हैं. इनफैक्ट शहनाज हुसैन जी ने इंडियन आयुर्वेदा प्रोडक्ट्स को सबसे पहले सेल्फ्रिजेस में लॉन्च किया था, एंड शी हैड टेकन आयुर्वेदा टू ग्लोबल मार्केट. Assam is the next to take Ayurveda and the herbal products to the next level. And I am proud to say here, we have industry member who's the principal of Signature Academy. वो अपने यहाँ पे असम की ही herbs के साथ पूरा products बनाती हैं and all over India उसको supply करती हैं.
Thank you, Ms. Paul. Now I would request Sri Hunar Raju, who is from Google India. He is the partnership lead of Government Affairs and Public Policy. I would request him to speak.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. And, I just actually wanted to make 2 points, basically. So I'll try to summarize them quickly. The first bit I wanted to talk about was what we've been discussing today, skilling and employment. And I think the real challenge that we have is that externally, in the larger economy, in tech, things are changing so quickly that if somebody is getting skilled today, and I'm talking to the students here, if they are learning something today, the big challenge is by the time they would graduate or receive a certificate in say 2 to 3 years, externally things might have changed so much that they might find that their skills are a bit out of date. I have no simple answers in terms of how do we solve this problem, but in our own kind of humble capacity, Google is making some efforts that I will share. But I wanted to first of all highlight, this is something that is going to become, it would either become a very serious problem or it can be an opportunity depending on how we are able to react to this. Coupled with the fact that we have such a large, what we call demographic dividend, the opportunity really becomes very big. Because what we are talking about is that we would have hundreds of thousands, probably millions of students and workers that we would be skilling. And if we are not able to get this coordination right, where in the next few years, we actually produce exactly the skills that are required, I think we risk kind of missing the train. That's one bit. And then the other one I wanted to quickly kind of highlight, where I think it would help for us to kind of think together, is around incubation and research. So while skilling and employment is going to be probably a huge engine of growth for our economy over the next many years to come, there is, of course, a point will come where the economy would need to grow naturally in terms of innovations that we do here, inventions that we do here for India, but also we take it to the world. And that is where incubation, research, startups become a big piece of the puzzle. The risk, of course, there is that if we are not able to do that, then we might actually see something where, what's called the middle income trap, where we might grow for the next many years, but then basically stall because we have come to the boundary of what is possible in terms of manufacturing and services and so on. So that's the other one. And in terms of trying to solve these two problems, Google is, of course, making efforts in its own way. Our mission in India, of course, is to be able to make the internet accessible and helpful for as many of us as possible, as many Indians as possible. Also opening up economic opportunity through the use of technology, all to kind of align with the digital India vision that we have. And as part of that, one thing that we are trying to do, and we are very happy that we have started collaborating with the Assam government, with ASDM, to bring that to students and to the youth of Assam, is we have developed courses. These are basically courses currently focused more in digital tech. So we have courses around program management, automation, data analytics, e-commerce, cybersecurity, and these are quite intensive 3 to 6 month courses, where at the end of which the student would receive a certificate from Google. We are bringing these courses to everyone through ASDM. These courses are available presently. However, there is a nominal charge, but through ASDM we hope to bring several hundred thousands of these courses to Assam on the basis of scholarships free. That's in terms of skilling part. In terms of incubation, Google does a lot of work with universities. We recently launched what is called a University E-Cell program. So E-Cell standing for Entrepreneurship Cell, where the effort is to mentor the students and the innovators, the entrepreneurs who are working in these E-Cells to be able to bring our expertise, our experience to help these students build out their own ideas and their own innovations, and also to help them obtain the right resources through our networks. So we launched this program last year, and we are scaling it throughout several universities. And this is, of course, another area that we look forward to partnering with the government of Assam. So with that, I would stop and yield back to you, sir. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Sri Jano. The theme of your talk was that we have to keep updating our skill, reskilling, and thank you for the scope you are creating for Northeast with the MOU with Government of Assam. Now I would request Professor G.D. Sharma.
Thank you very much. I am Professor G.D. Sharma, Vice Chancellor, University of Science Technology, Meghalaya. In short, we call USTM. So, thank you very much, Dr. Subhash Chandra Das, IAS, moderator of this discussion, and all our respected panelists on the dais, all our respected experts of the dais, and dear students. USTM is private university which has got A grade in its first cycle of assessment. The only private university which got A grade in the first cycle of assessment and all this. Then it also got NIRF ranking in 150 to 200, and only private university in Northeast having this NIRF ranking. That indicates that our main aim is quality. So as you are aware that UGC has given after this NEP 2020 a number of regulations and has allowed students to take 40% courses of their choices. So USTM has already implemented this from this academic year, and now what we have done that you take the admission in any course, say political science, botany, zoology, that is traditional course, or professional course like physiotherapy, which we have. I am only mentioning those subjects. Pharmacy, yoga, legal studies, MBA, or engineering subjects. But now you have the choice that 60% core courses plus 40% you select. And in first semester you will be happy to know that a political science student is taking course from computer science. Earlier he was not allowed. Earlier only those courses which are there in political science, no, not even a single course was allowed. So this is the first time that students have choices. Those skill courses which we do not have, because we may not have all the facilities, all the resources, we have allowed to go to skill development, Council of Skill Development, as Dr. K.K. Dwivedi told in morning. There are so many courses available. Let students join and bring their credit. So what we have done, academic bank of credit for students also. Our university has already registered. Some students have already registered. That means they can also bring the credit from any institute with whom we have signed MOU. We have signed MOU with nearly 210 institutes, including IIT Guwahati, NITs, other central universities, state universities, private universities, even colleges of Assam and also Northeast. So the now path breaking is that those courses like we have food processing, we have also done innovation. And this innovation has resulted us that 60 such innovations have been granted IPR, that is patent, in last 1.5 year. And that has created more opportunities for coming industries in Northeast. Because what we have in Northeast, we have now knowledge-based courses, we have plenty of resources. As you all know, that Northeast is hot spot of biodiversity. So many medicinal plants, herbal plants, as Madam was telling. So we have started course on herbal gardening, herbal medicines, separate courses. And with this, 2 startups have started. One is wild tea with value addition. And this person who has done MBA from IIM Ahmedabad has started with us, and because of the value addition, he has been able to start his industry within 2 years, more than 2 crores. You can just imagine that how much scope we have. Wild tea, not the tea which is grown, because the tea grown in tea garden is having lot of pesticide, fungicides, which has the limitation of export. But wild tea does not have any fungicide, no pesticide, and therefore it is in great demand. So this is the thing. Another one is momo. You have seen each state is having different taste for momo, but how to preserve? The technology has been developed that for 6 months fresh taste, this new startup has come. So what I am trying to say, that we have started a startup, we have signed MOU with industries, but of course, we are very slow in getting our students towards the industries of Northeast. They are going outside the Northeast, whereas there is so much potential in Northeast. In Assam, we have more potential, particularly the tuberous crops, because they are rich in nutrition and nutraceutical. We are developing Ayurveda Ahar, so that a balanced food which could be provided. If you go to market, so many tribal ladies, they are selling punarnava as a vegetable, which is so good for your heart, regeneration of heart. So we are adding this some of these herbs to the food. You will be happy to know that the pineapple, the pulp, after taking juice, is thrown away. We have dried up and done this analysis, and this is a very good source of fibers, and we are mixing in biscuits and other things, because we have the food technology. So the skilling is a part of not only the pre-existing, but also value addition in your knowledge. So knowledge, skill, resources, and the last 4th part is market. And as you know, that India is the biggest market, 2nd biggest market in the world. So whatever you will do, you prepare it, put on this your Google, and there is so much demand. So these are the courses which we have, health-related courses. You may be aware that the medical college and Ayurveda college are coming, and medical college in USTM is coming in PPP model. The government of Meghalaya is contributing 200 crores, and remaining the university is growing. This will be one of the most advanced medical colleges out of the medical college, where people from neighboring countries we are trying to bring, introducing the air taxi to the medical college so that they can be picked up and dropped. What we want, that those courses for which our Northeast students are going abroad, they should to other parts of the country also, the number of movement should be reduced. Those facilities should be available, created here, either in PPP model or in any other form so that this opportunity is available. Not taking much time, what I personally feel, now the 40% skilling which is done by the UGC, allowed by the UGC, has been implemented. But we have to also understand that universities are not only for skilling, but to create the knowledge and dissemination of knowledge, as well as create resources for the Institute of Skilling, skill development. We need the resource persons. Only thing, earlier, the tight boundaries like AICT, engineering college means only engineers. No, now engineering subjects are also available to the social science, to the science students who could not get opportunity. Up to 40% courses they can take according to their. You can choose, if you are physics student, choose any course from music. So purpose is multidisciplinary. Multidisciplinary as well as the lifelong learning. So these are the things which we have started, introduced, and I welcome that you please, after class 12, think of this university for joining. I would also like to mention here, next month in April, we are going to have for more than 4,000 students the competition on idea generation, because this is very important. This is also a part of the skill, that if your idea can be converted into industry, that our university is going to give you scooty. This is the prize, not so much, but at least we are going to start. This next month, for the first time in any private university, we are going to have All India Vice Chancellors Conference on transforming higher education for Atmanirbhar Bharat, where all these aspects, how much skill and upskilling, particularly in those areas after 10 years. We have already introduced drone technology and also training to the students and many more training, but these are also part of the certificate course or the part of your credit. And those courses which are also available on SWAM portal or NAPTEL can also be taken. So there is much more opportunity in university. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Sharma. We are happy to know that you are implementing new education policy in right earnest and have taken up a lot of innovation schemes and has also apprised us about the opportunities in your college, in your university. Now I would request Sri Abhishek Bose, Director, Public Sector, Microsoft, to give his observations on the topic.
Thank you so much, sir. To begin with, it's an honor and privilege to be on this dais with the corporate colleagues and to be associated with the state of Assam for all its major initiatives around skilling. To begin with, we already have an MOU with Assam Skill Development Mission. It is currently in execution, and we've been told that more than 3,000 students have already benefited out of this scheme, and we are looking at a target of at least 20,000 more to benefit. So, you know, the schemes are there. It's up to your prerogative, up to your initiative to how best you can make the most out of it. Having said that, you know, at Microsoft, our mission is to empower every individual and every organization on the face of this earth to achieve more. And therefore, most of our solutions, products and solutions are aimed keeping that in mind. We're talking about skilling here. So what's important is, you know, we cannot be prescriptive because you know what's best for you, but we can only provide you with some guidance. So on behalf of Microsoft, fundamentally, you know, we can tell you what's happening in the IT domain across the country, across the world. And whatever, you know, tinkles your imagination, you can choose to align accordingly. Cloud. You know, we are already in the second wave of cloud adoption. The first phase was around why cloud. There were anxiety around cloud, around security. Will it work? Will it not work? Will it take away your jobs? All that is over. In the second wave, we are talking about how cloud. How can we become more resilient? How can we become more compliant? How can we become more agile? And the one answer, the one truth about all this is cloud awareness. And the sooner you get aligned, you sharpen your skills around cloud, the better you become. These are the questions which, when organizations visit your campus for campus recruitment would ask you. The second buzzword is around AI/ML, artificial intelligence and machine learning. In this particular domain, practically sky is the limit. What's happening in this domain across the country, across the world is mind-boggling. You no longer need the policeman at the crossroad to catch you if you're not wearing your seatbelt. There's one camera at one corner of the road which will pick it up and then send you an intimation that your seatbelt wasn't on. Same is also true with red light violation. You don't have to wait for somebody to catch you red-handed. You might get away at the spur of the moment, but eventually you'll get a small SMS and an email to your registered number saying that you did violate a red light and therefore you're liable to pay so much. Even on the healthcare front, a photograph can be scanned to check for cancer cells. It might sound like magic, but this is actually the possibilities with AI/ML. And that's where the world is evolving. If this makes you think, pick up certain courses on AI/ML, spend some time, do some due diligence. And it becomes strangely addictive. The more you learn about it, the more you want to learn more about it. Last but not the least is security. With the government trying to reach and create an impact to virtually every individual in this country, there are so many assets, there are so many data points, and therefore there's so much of vulnerability to be plugged. Now, security is one aspect which is ever evolving. There was a time when you had the world of antiviruses, because that was the era of cyber vandalism. But now you do not have people trying to inflict your systems with viruses. You have a new buzzword called ransomware, where they're trying to monetize it. They'll encrypt your data, they'll ask you to buy the decryption code and pay up in bitcoins, because bitcoins is still not regulated. That's just one aspect of security. There's so much to be protected, and probably while I was just telling you these points, somebody in some corner of the world would have come up with some new vulnerability, and it's best that keep yourself apace, ideally a step ahead. Why repair and repent when you can prepare and prevent? So I just touched upon three aspects: cloud awareness, AI/ML, and security. There's much more to it, but given the constraints around time, you can surely pick this up. On our own Microsoft website, we have a page called learning.microsoft.com. Learning.microsoft.com. During your free time, just glance through it, browse through it. If you find any other topic which catches your fancy, just deep dive, just double click, spend some time. Every time you spend on yourself, you're actually sharpening your own saw and making yourself better and more employable. With that, I'll just hand it over to you. And I hope my 2 cents were of some relevance, given this narrow attention span, thanks to all shorts and Instagrams that we have these days. I hope you'll make some sense out of it, which will help you make a better person for the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, C. Bose, for advising us to keep the track of the latest development of cloud awareness, AI/ML, and the cyber security. Now, I would move on to Dr. Buddha Chandrasekhar. He is the Chief Coordinating Officer of All India Council for Technical Education. So please make your...
On behalf of Ministry of Education, I welcome you all for this IndiGlobal Bharat Summit at Knowledge Capital of Northeast Region, Guwahati. This is my first trip to Northeast, and I'm in love with beautiful lakes because very few in Delhi, and beautiful nature and peaceful environment and very friendly people. So from morning I'm continuously observing, because we became more unhuman in nature, but here people are still in those very friendly in nature and rural charm. So having said that, as dear friends, as you already know that under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, India is moving towards a march of a Vishwa Guru, in form of digital world. As the world became more knowledge driven and skill driven, and every business in the world is changing, you know, on a quarterly basis. What it really means is we, as our educational systems, educational policies, our skilling capabilities needs to be upskilled, skilled and reskilled in a faster manner. So that's where, you know, to make our country as a knowledge capital and skill capital of the world, I think we need to do a lot of initiatives. So one of the initiatives which we have taken is a National Education Policy 2020, which I will discuss further. But as I would like to highlight one point, that in last 7 years, India has received more than 850 billion US dollars as an investments. So the biggest question is, who is going to work on this? Because see, you have investments, you have a beautiful buildings, beautiful factories, industries 4.0 factories, but who's going to work on it, right? I think this is the biggest fundamental question. So the skill, you know, the skill-based education is the solution, the answer for it. So that's where we are concentrating on the skilling, upskilling and reskilling 40 million students in next 5 years. I think this is the goal, you know, of our government of India. So that's where the NEP 2020 plays a major role. And how we can do it, because the students are still in school, college, right? And so how they can learn all these skills. So we have come up with a couple of initiatives. First one is the internship initiative, where the student can continue his studies in the college, but at the same time, he can do a virtual or a physical or a online internship opportunities, you know, of the biggest of the big companies. Like a day before yesterday, Honorable Prime Minister ji mentioned about the portal which we have created. It's called National Internship Portal, where we have onboarded 75,000 plus companies, includes Google, Microsoft, you name it, we have them on board. And they all are giving internship opportunities to our students, where the students are not only acquiring the knowledge from the institutes, they are acquiring the job-related skills, you know, when they are in college. I think this is one beautiful initiative what we have taken. And what the result was, in last 1.5 years, we have given more than 25 lakh internship opportunities, not only from the government ministries, like, you know, you name a ministry, we have them. And including the road which is just going outside the national highway, we have interns on that road, you know, who is working. Today morning I went there and I visited them, and you know, I just looked and had a discussion with them. So what a beautiful initiatives we are taking. And there are a couple of recent graduates who came out of the college. What about them? You know, we are trying to fulfill their requirements and upskilling and skilling them using apprenticeship. You know, there is a 2 initiatives called NAPS and NATS. So basically, in short, you know, if you just ignore the name, you know, we are trying to upskill them and make them industry ready and giving them an opportunity to work with the industry, at least for some time, so that, you know, with stipend from the government side, so that they can be an employable. I think this is a wonderful initiative what we have. And another thing, I see that, you know, we are coming up with a ABC, as sir has already covered, because what is happening, see, I did my 56 courses, I think I finished. And I don't know what to do with it, because it has no value, you know, even though those are best of the best courses. So now the thought process is, we thought, you know, why don't we attach those courses with the credit system, right? So that is where the ABC came into picture. And why only academic? You know, then slowly we moved towards UBC, Universal Bank of Credit. Imagine a car mechanic, you know, working for last 10 years. And can we equivalent his experience to some kind of a degree or a diploma? I think, you know, what a beautiful system we are coming with. You know, this will increase the employability. This will increase the confidence, you know, on the people who dropped out in between. You know, that is where we can increase the GR of our education system. I think these are the one more very beautiful initiative. And the skill hubs is another thing. You know, one of the skill hub, as you know, recently Honorable Prime Minister ji worked on the semiconductor side. I think we seen a huge, you know, opportunities there, because I myself is an electronics and telecommunication engineer. But unfortunately, I never got an opportunity to work on microchips. So what I did, I switched myself towards a technologist. You know, I became a software engineer, then worked for Microsoft and whatnot, you know, in various companies. And then now become a technologist, you know, for Ministry of Education, and handling lot of technology. But the beauty of the electronics is, you know, it will empower you on various levels, you know, huge opportunities. I mean, trust me, I think the minute we have a silicon hub, like, you know, like semiconductor hub, like how we have silicon hubs in our country, if we have a semiconductor hubs, I mean, see the kind of empowerment, it will add more than 10% of the GDP of our country. I mean, that's a huge opportunities, because I'm sure you all agree, nowadays early morning when we get up, we used to pray God. There is a, small tasveer in front of our calendar. We used to pray. Nowadays, we are just woke up early morning, and the first thing we open unlock our mobile, because we lock it because we don't want our wife to see it. So immediately we unlock it, and we will see, how many likes we got, how many, shares we got. I think the world is changed. We must understand, and the government of India is recognized and understood. And now we become a more technological powerhouse. We are working on artificial intelligence tools. We have created our own translation tool, where we are creating educational books and skilling books on various vernacular languages, so that the students who can't, who is not studying in English medium, he can also easily have a book in both the languages, one in English as well as the other one is in his mother tongue. See the beautiful implementations, beautiful policy decision makings. So I request all the investors as well as the industries here, let us all work together, for this beautiful country, and let us make this as a wonderful initiative. So I would like to cover I will take one more minute, because I see the role of the university in skilling, incubation centers. So for that I say that, when I did my MBA from Maryland University, one beautiful thing what I see, sir, this is my personal experience. One side of the road I used to go for class, on the other side of the road I have an industry. Period. I just finish my morning session, and, I go to the other side, and gained experience. I think, why can't we do the same model? When I did my entrepreneurship from Stanford, then I realized, I think this is much more. Why only industries? Why not research parks within our institutes? Why not incubation centers? I think we must learn, where we're supposed to learn. I think this is where we are learned and, implemented and trying to execute all this now. And we are so happy to see that in recent budget session, they said 500 5G labs. Imagine the kind of possibilities we are going to have in our country, because location is very, very important, right? So we are going to create so many location-based applications, not only for our country, like how we created UPI, we can create a location-based applications for our country, and we can execute this on a global level. So why don't we, the last thought process, always I just carry one thought process when I join from MNC to government. Why can't we reduce 5% of unemployment of our country? I mean, so in order to do that, I think we all need to work together as a new India team. One side on the industry side, on the researchers, on the institutes. Sir spoke very clearly. I mean, I think we need to be very openly discuss and understand our SWOT analysis, our strengths and our weaknesses, and try to overcome our weaknesses and become a Vishwaguru. You can't simply become a Vishwaguru, by just keep on talking about your strengths. I think we need to understand our weaknesses also. Some of the areas our infrastructure is not up to the mark. I think, we need to work on that. We need to work on the 5G implementation and try to, take things forward. And one small request for all the universities as they have, please, please encourage the students who fail. Because, there is another biggest fundamental flaw in our entire system is if we fail, immediately we say, "Arey, ye kuch kaam ka nahi hai." I think, this is creating a biggest hurdle in the brains of the students. What is happening? They are not moving forward. They are not trying. I failed 8 times, then my 9th startup clicked. But it clicked like anything, I earned, hundreds of millions of money. I think, this is what we're supposed to do. Let them fail, understand, how not to fail. Right? So, and let them understand the financials, how to run a company. Why we always cry on Adani, Ambani. Why can't we create multiple millions of Adanis, Ambanis? Why can't we create multiple teachers? Why can't we create multiple researchers? Why can't we create millions of innovators? Why can't we create millions of entrepreneurs? I think this is the thought we need to carry and take it forward. And I thank everyone for giving this opportunity. I know a lot of people wants to share their thoughts, so I'm happy I'm here. And let's all work together. And let's take, our country towards a Vishwaguru. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Chandrasekhar, for sharing the initiatives being taken by Government of India, and also for sharing your thoughts. Now I'll request Sri S.K. Borua, Senior Consultant, National Skill Development Fund, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, and he is also the former Managing Director of Numaligarh Refinery Limited, to speak a few words.
Thank you, sir. A very good afternoon to all of you. My name is S.K. Baru. I am from the industry, not from the education. And I have been in the industry of oil and gas for the last 37 years. Right now, I am working in the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Wanted to share some thoughts about what is happening in Northeast. Initially, I thought, skilling and collaboration is something which I will speak about. But let me speak about Northeast and particularly Assam. What I would like to say is that huge amount of investments are happening in the Northeast. Assam is the leader, followed by the other states. Whether it is in oil and gas or railways or highways, these are the three major ministries, including the ports and shipping. That's huge investments happening in Assam, and we need skilled manpower. That's the ultimate. We need skill in all sectors. It need not be any mechanical lines or engineering lines. In non-engineering sectors, also we need skill. We don't have that level of skills that are required, in all these activities. Even in oil and gas, except for some of the spheres, we do not get skilled people. Our skilled people come from outside, whether it is in Hyderabad or maybe Chennai or Gujarat. So this is what I thought I would share with you. This about having more, because today I see a lot of stalwarts, and to have somebody like Google and Microsoft sitting next to me, and who's coming up to Assam to do a partnership and trying to do skilling. This is a very positive initiative. It's very welcome move, and here, let me tell you, from all of us here, it will be a big support for us, particularly you all. I know when you are, because this is something which we need in our day-to-day activities in our industry. There are students here from ITI. তোমালোকে শুনিছা না মই কি কৈ আছো? ITI students কিমান আছে ইয়াতে? হাত দাঙিলে মই দেখা নাই, ভালকে মুখেৰে ক'ব লাগিব বোলো। হ্যাঁ, ওকে। ITI পাছ কৰাৰ পিছত চাকৰি কৰিব নে বিজনেছ কৰিব নে কি কৰিব? চাকৰি. So that's it. So they all look for a job. চাকৰি পাবা নে? নাপোৱা। কিয় নোপোৱা চাকৰি? Why don't you get jobs? They say they will not get jobs. They are all ITI students, and they are very confident that they will not get jobs. Because there is something lacking, and that is what I would request all my panelists here, all the senior people who have come all the way from outside, to give us skills. We have kept our students ready. We have around 39 ITIs in Assam now. We are going to improve more. We have private sectors like Tata, as today morning Mr. Devadi was talking about Tata Strive. So these, and of course Tata Cancer Centers and all those, these are one who are providing us skills. We would request all of you, Assam and the North is an ideal market to set up and do skilling. So this will be from all of us here. I would like to invite you all to come and be in the Northeast, set up your skill centers. The Ministry of Skill Development is heavily promoting. I am myself there looking after the NSDF fund. I sit in PTI building in Sansad Marg. So it will be our endeavor to see how we can promote skilling in the Northeast. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Boro. Now I would request Dr. G. Aghila. She is Director of National Institute of Technology, Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu. Now I request her to speak.
Namaskar. Did I pronounce it correctly? Thank you. I have to thank the person who taught me. I went outside and asked him how to pronounce Namaskar. I did it correctly. Thank you for that. And I would like to share that I have traveled around 3,000 kilometers to reach this northeast state, that is Guwahati. This my first visit to this side. I made it as a point that I would like to visit, and that's why I have come here, even though it's a lot of work. Under the pressure, I am working there. And thank you for the opportunity. And one thing I would notice here is the lot of culture, whatever it is available in the northeastern side, it is not being shared with all the school children at all the levels all over India. I think we have to make a first initiative to share that, and we have to have a pride on all our good things, or whatever the best thing we have. That's one thing I would like to have. And everyone, we have talked about the skilling ecosystem. So I feel everyone, they talked about IITs, IIMs, but no one has spelled about National Institute of Technologies, that is NITs. 31 NITs are there all over India, and NIT Tiruchirappalli is the first among all 31 in the NIRF ranking too. And apart from that, I would like to share that the kind of ecosystem we have in our institute is, we have a lot of clubs like Ignite Club, Spider Club, and Thespian Club, Dance Club like this. What they are trying to do is, it is completely managed by the students. It is again a part of skilling, okay? It's another form of skilling. It is completely managed by the students. For example, just to tell that Ignite Club, what they are doing is, they are only the students from second year or first year to final year. They go and train the underprivileged students from all over Tamil Nadu. That is, the school children who are studying in government schools, they will be selecting 30 to 40 students, and NIT Tiruchirappalli hosts them during the summer vacation and winter vacation, and they will train them for their JEE and NEET exams. And there is a one-to-one link between the student and the student from the school. So recent NEET, the first exam, one of the students from Tirunelveli district, he or she scored 95.67. Like that, the students are being given this kind of skill in NIT Tiruchirappalli. And I feel this is one of the best practices we are doing, and I am very happy to share that to everyone, so that this kind of skilling, if we do in all the engineering colleges or the technology universities, technological universities, definitely the skilling will also come along with their degree. And we have talked about all the courses like semiconductor, 3D printing, chip design and manufacturing. And when we are trying to implement this as a National Institute of Technologies, what is our responsibility, that I am looking into it. Apart from giving this skilling, we have to think about skill them in multiple disciplinaries. That's what our national education policy also tells. Now, not only the engineering college students I am talking about the other students like diploma students, ITI students in and around the institute wherever they are. So they can be a skill hub like kind of thing where these institutes have to think about it, and they have to work on this very specifically on the skill hub. For example, if a 3D printing certificate course or 3D printing should be done, the resources available or required is much more. A system or a college where they would like to have a 3D printing certificate course, the infrastructure required is it's huge. So the institutes have to think about sharing their resources so that the skill development, whatever our government of India is trying to do, we can do a kind of bring in an ecosystem so that these things also could be shared with them. And apart from that, I would like to share one more thing that is based on this NEP 2020, NIT Tiruchirappalli. We are offering our language, Tamil language, as an course. So all the students, they can take that language, and we don't have any Tamil teacher in our institute. That is the trained person. But what we did is, we have a Tamil university near to Tiruchirappalli, Tanjavur. We have hired the teachers from them, and we are implementing that in our NIT Tiruchirappalli. Like that, this skill development and this national education policy put together, we look into it. I feel all the institutes like us, we have large responsibility on our shoulders, and if we share this resource, human resource and all the infrastructure, and we can achieve it within a very, very short span of time. This is my thinking and sharing with you people. And one more I would like to share is, we have a Thespian club and a dance club. What they are doing is, all the arts and clubs, whatever it is available in and around Tamil Nadu, all the people will come over there. But right now, what I would like to share is, all the institutes are conducting their technical fests and their cultural fests. During the cultural fest, if we have, already our government of India has initiated from one state to the other state, people can go and come. But during this cultural fest, if we identify one part or one institute from one part of India, and if we exchange it, immediately that also could be, we can think of sharing this and understanding all the other cultures. And definitely in this mission, if the institutes are contributing like this, then we can reach to the level, the Atmanirbhar nation. And thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Aguila, for sharing with us the innovations in your institute. Now, last but not the least, I request Professor Dr. YSR Murthy. He is Vice Chancellor of RV University, Bangalore, Karnataka. Completed Vice Chancellor. So I request Mr. Murthy to share his ideas about skilling.
Thank you, Chair. This morning, Ms. Radhika Rastogi, Special Director, Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration, referred to the importance of arts. The Honorable Minister also, in his inaugural address, emphasized the need to learn the Chaushat Kalas, or 64 arts, which included vocational subjects, core science subjects, and also like skill courses, etc. My talk will focus only on the liberal education or liberal notion of arts, and also whether how it contributes to the skilling. If you look at the National Education Policy 2020, it talked about a paradigm shift from science, technology, engineering, mathematics, or STEM to STEAM by integrating arts. And ours is a new age global university for liberal education. So RV University currently has 6 interdisciplinary schools, and we the very first school we started was the School of Liberal Arts and Sciences. We offer several majors and minors. The majors include history, political science, international relations, and also study of science subjects like psychology, environmental science, etc. And as a part of that, we provide in the first year some foundation courses where students get a taste of a little bit of sociology, philosophy, and mathematics and other subjects. They also get to learn as to how to read, how to write, and a number of other skills. For instance, you might ask what a skill like writing can lead to. For instance, today skills are getting obsolete, as mentioned by the representative of Google. Like one needs to reinvent career. So this learning of a skill like writing during liberal arts course can lead to 14 interesting occupations. Today one can become a screenwriter, dialogue writer, web writer, technical writer, jingle writer, and many other ways, fiction writer, non-fiction writer. So here is a one small skill like writing can open up 14 different occupations. And today, earlier on in India, in the PSU terminology, there were things like Navaratnas, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited or Steel Authority of India were referred to as Navaratnas. The current day world, the Navaratnas are Google, Netflix, Tinder, and other such tech major giants. Google employing humanities graduates to manage engineers is a decade-old story. Today, Netflix is actively looking for students who have done history majors or literature majors to curate content for the national and international content. And during the COVID pandemic, one out of the 10 jobs that came up was marriage therapists, whose core was those who were proficient in psychology and sociology. And I can go on and forth, like, there are many other interesting occupations one can take up after pursuit of liberal arts education. If you look at some of the top CEOs or COOs in the USA, they are all from liberal arts background. You take, for instance, LinkedIn, PayPal, or even Airbnb, Pinterest, or YouTube. their founders, co-founders, or the current CEOs are all from either history or philosophy or arts or English majors. So there are, suppose somebody doesn't crack a IIT JEE exam or a NEET exam or a CLAT exam for law, and ends up in pursuit of liberal arts and chooses philosophy or English or other subjects, there is still a rich future awaits you, and there are a number of what you call interesting courses which await you, and this is a short thing I wanted to present with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Now we have come to the end of our discussion, and I think there is no time for questions, but if there is anyone very keen, I can allow one question. If not, then I'll think we have come to the end of it. Thank
Sir,
you
if
very
you-
much for listening to us so quietly, silently. Thank you very much.
It's not a question, sir. You have announced some good websites. Now the children are there. If you can tell any one or two websites which are important for them to get into the course or something, that one name or one thing for them to register.
Yeah, one thing is that we have a digital skilling platform, where 256 companies like Microsoft, IBM, Google, all are onboarded, including the Stanford University. Everyone is there. From artificial intelligence to aerospace to, you name any recent emerging technologies we have, everything is in one repository place and it's free for all the students. So I request all the students to take this opportunity and utilize it for free of cost and learn, and upskill, reskill yourself. And the second was, once you finish, you try to take up the internship opportunity. So now if you Google it, saying that National Internship Portal, you will get the link. That was a previously ACT Internship Portal. Honorable Prime Minister renamed it as a National Internship Portal now. So it's free internship opportunities with stipend. So you will get a stipend also along with that, along with the experience. I think this is a beautiful thing, what government of India is doing. I request all of you to utilize this opportunity. Thank you very much.
I want to tell something. कभी शादी में खाना खाए सभी? थाली तो बड़ा होगा. We'll have n number of varieties. But घर में खाए तो we'll have only one or two. पेट भर जाएगा. शादी के थाली में इतने सारे आँख भर जाएगा पहले, तब पेट भरना मुश्किल हो जाएगा. इसीलिए we'll have chunks of it, right? It is almost the same. You gave a delicious thing to hear, to understand, and to come back in our life. Multiple things are there and many ways to explore on this earth. Frankly speaking, if you have a luxury of re-listening and recording, this all is going to be there. Every child would take the chance to understand how to explore this world. Right, from beauty to health. My head, heart and ears and everything is ready to learn and grow is something that these boys and girls should say out. Thank you for giving your wonderful time. Though a minute, a vitamin tablet is enough for us. You all gave a multivitamin tablet for us to be strong at this point of time. Thank you so much, gentlemen. And it is our pleasure to invite Iyer sir, please come again. On behalf of all of us, he is going to take the honor to be the muscle builder today to give all the whatever you call mementos on our regard. Please give a grand clap for these great people. They have come all the way for you only, just for you people. Thank you so much, gentlemen and ladies. Wonderful to have you all on the same dais at the same time. अगर मुझे तेलुगु में बात करना हो, कनुला पंडुगा, like I feast for us, and at the same time it is a feast for everybody to explore so many things at the shortest moment. Thank you so much.